Greetings and welcome to an application that I have been working on. Alright, the application here is to read these barcodes as they're moving down a line. I believe in the one that we're working on, they would be running one at a time, but this we've got it set up would read them both. This is another one of the packages. This barcode is a little higher up, so won't work on the exact same setup, but the remount of the barcode reader would take care of that very easily. We're using this Banner barcode reader, the TCNM-EX-2210. It is a raster scanner. If you can see that, it basically breaks it up into about 10 lines to give a little bit of vertical displacement so that we can see a little bit of misplaced or have a little bit of vertical flexibility. Currently, the reader is roughly 12 inches from the end of that tape measure, right, to where we're going to be moving the box, maybe a little more. I've got a gate photo eye, and it's mounted to my light. The light will go green when we have a good read. It will go red if we get a no read. These codes are interleaved 2 of 5, 14 characters. I've used this little box for some wiring. What I've got coming out of it is the serial data is coming into this Intron Ethernet to serial server. What this allows is for, it's got 2 serial ports, and it converts them over to Ethernet, because the goal is to eventually get the data back to an HMI and then convert it over to whatever we need it to from there. And we're going to have 8 readers going to 1 HMI. So for each line, which would have 2 readers, we would take 2 readers into this device, Ethernet them back via switch over to the HMI. Now what I did in this case, this reader actually has a main port and an auxiliary port. I've got the main port is RS-485 configured currently, because the application might be to have it be quite a bit further away than standard RS-232 would allow. And then I took the auxiliary port, which is RS-232, into here. My only reason for doing this was to mimic 2 barcode readers since I only have one. So what that's going to do is on the screen it'll read both ports, which in your real application would be 2 readers. But so the numbers here will be the same, but it will prove that we've got both serial ports coming into the Ethernet interface, which is correctly going back to the HMI. Alright, so let's get this puppy started. It's going to come across, it's going to hit the trigger sensor, which right now I'm going to trigger with my hand, and if we see a trigger come and go in no code, we get a red light. That's also signified here, and it's also signified here with the question mark, basically saying that's what's coming out of the reader. We're getting a no read indication. That can vary as far as what you want that to say. Alright, so if I come slowly, you'll see the trigger will hit, and then we got a green, which means that we got a read on the code. As you can see there, like I said before, they're both the same. So to get it from this side, so I'm being pretty careful with it, but I don't think I have to be. We're bringing in at I got to hit the trigger, don't I? There's a bit of a skew angle. You can even see where the raster is hitting it. Every green light means we got a good scan. In fact, watch the rasters on there, and you'll see that eventually, when it pops up into view, we get that read. I can even, since this box is hollow, I can bring it to and from, and it sees it just fine. So the white with the black barcode was easy. The brown was a little tougher, but I made some adjustments in the reader to allow it to look for different things. So there we're reading it. There we're reading it. There we're reading it. There we're reading it. So we got different skew angles. That ends in 9267. That ends in 9267. So we are getting the same read. So with this one setup, these barcodes are in roughly the same place. I'm able to read both the white and the brown box with the barcode readers on there using the Banner barcode scanner, going through these devices into the HMI. Hope that takes care of any concerns that you had. Looks like we have a really solid solution. Thank you.